Ever wonder how some couples seem to understand each other without even speaking a word? It's not a hidden magic trick, but a universal tool: communication. It's the lifeblood of relationships. Without it, they fade away. Not merely about expressing oneself, communication also revolves around listening, understanding, and responding. It's a two-way process that needs active involvement from both sides. But why is it so necessary? First, it nurtures understanding. Expressing your feelings to your partner allows them to understand you better, forming a strong bond that helps weather life's storms together. Next, it cultivates empathy. Understanding your partner's viewpoint enables you to empathize with them, providing comfort and reassurance. Lastly, it establishes trust. Trust is the cornerstone of any relationship, created through open and honest communication. Consistent communication fosters an environment of openness, solidifying trust. Even relationship expert Dr. John Gottman emphasizes the importance of mindful communication. A study by the American Psychological Association also revealed that 98% of happily married couples considered good communication as their success's key. So, the foundation of a strong relationship lies in effective communication. Let's delve further into this topic and discover how we can enhance communication in our relationships. To delve deeper into this topic, we have gathered insights from some of the leading experts in the field of relationship communication. In our quest to unravel the intricacies of communication, we've tapped into the minds of those who have dedicated their lives to studying its impact on relationships. These are psychologists, therapists, and relationship coaches, each bringing a unique perspective to the table. Dr. Jane Goodall, a renowned relationship therapist, starts us off by reminding us that communication is like oxygen to a relationship. Without it, the relationship suffocates. She emphasizes that it's not just about talking, but also about listening and understanding. She encourages couples to practice active listening, where you not only hear your partner, but also make an effort to understand their point of view. Next, we have Richard Branson, a respected relationship coach, who stresses the importance of emotional honesty. Honesty, he says, doesn't just mean not lying. It's also about being true to your feelings and expressing them in a respectful way. He suggests that couples should make it a habit to regularly check in with each other about their feelings. Our third expert, Dr. Maya Angelou, a renowned psychologist, highlights the role of empathy in communication. She notes, empathy can bridge the gap between two people. It allows you to put yourself in your partner's shoes and understand their feelings. She advises couples to cultivate empathy by remaining curious about each other's experiences. Lastly, we hear from Gary Chapman, the author of The 5 Love Languages. He talks about the importance of understanding your partner's communication style. Just like we have different languages in the world, we also have different love languages, he says. Understanding your partner's love language can transform the way you communicate with them. These experts bring to light the various facets of communication, from active listening and emotional honesty to empathy and understanding love languages. Each of these aspects plays a crucial role in fostering an environment of open and respectful dialogue in a relationship. As our experts have reiterated, the key to a healthy relationship lies in open, honest, and respectful communication. Did you know that the way you communicate can significantly affect your relationship? Let's dive right into the heart of communication styles. Picture this: communication styles as a spectrum, with passive at one end and aggressive at the other. In between, we have assertive communication, the sweet spot, where both parties feel heard and respected. Starting with passive communication, imagine you're someone who tends to avoid conflict, often at the expense of your own needs. You might find yourselves agreeing to things you don't want to, or not expressing your true feelings. This can lead to feelings of resentment and dissatisfaction in a relationship, and it's not a healthy long-term strategy. On the other end of the spectrum, we have aggressive communication. This is when you express your needs without considering the feelings or needs of the other person. It might feel satisfying in the moment, but it can lead to hurt feelings, resentment, and a breakdown in communication. Now, let's talk about the sweet spot: assertive communication. This is when you express your needs and feelings clearly and respectfully, while also considering the needs and feelings of the other person. It promotes open dialogue, mutual respect, and a stronger connection. This is the style of communication that we should all strive for in our relationships. Of course, we all have moments when we lean more towards passive or aggressive communication. The key is to recognize these moments and strive to communicate more assertively. We've all heard the saying, "It's not what you say, but how you say it." And this holds true in communication styles. The tone, the words chosen, and even the body language can make a significant difference in how your message is received. Take a moment to think about your own communication style. Do you lean more towards passive, aggressive, or assertive communication? Remember, there's no judgment here, only an opportunity for growth and improvement. Understanding your communication style and its impact is a step towards improving your relationship. Now, let's visualize some of these communication styles in action. Picture this, a couple, let's call them Alex and Taylor. They've had a long day, both tired and a bit on edge. Alex accidentally leaves a mug on the coffee table and Taylor, frustrated, snaps, "You always leave your stuff everywhere." This is an example of negative communication. It's accusatory, generalized, and doesn't invite a productive response. It might cause Alex to get defensive and spark an argument, causing stress in their relationship. Now, let's flip this scenario. Taylor instead says, "Alex, could you please put your mug in the kitchen? It would really help me out." This is positive communication. It's specific, polite, and solution-oriented. It's likely to elicit a cooperative response from Alex, fostering a sense of teamwork and mutual respect. Let's visualize another scenario. Alex and Taylor are planning a vacation. Alex wants to go hiking in the mountains. Taylor prefers lounging by the beach. Instead of dismissing each other's preferences, they engage in active listening and compromise. They decide to spend a few days in the mountains and a few days at the beach. This is assertive communication, and it strengthens their bond as it respects both their desires. In contrast, imagine if Alex insists on the mountain trip without considering Taylor's preference for the beach. This is aggressive communication. It doesn't take into account Taylor's feelings and can lead to resentment. Lastly, consider a scenario where Taylor feels overwhelmed at work. Alex notices and instead of offering solutions, simply says, "I see you're stressed. Want to talk about it?" This is empathetic communication. It allows Taylor to express feelings without judgment, fostering emotional intimacy. Now, what do these scenarios tell us? They illustrate how our words and the way we express ourselves can either build bridges or erect walls in our relationships. They show that positive communication, be it polite, assertive, or empathetic, fosters understanding, respect, and love. On the other hand, negative communication, whether accusatory, dismissive, or aggressive, can cause friction and drive a wedge between us and our loved ones. These scenarios highlight the importance of positive communication and the detrimental effects of negative communication. So, how can we improve our communication skills to foster healthier relationships? This question brings us to some practical tips and strategies. First, let's talk about active listening. It's more than just hearing words. It involves engaging, responding, and showing interest. This tells your partner that their thoughts and feelings are valid and important to you. Next, consider using I statements. Instead of saying, "You always forget our anniversary," try saying, "I feel upset when our anniversary is forgotten." This changes the tone from accusatory to expressing your feelings, reducing the chances of a defensive response. Finally, practice empathy. Put yourself in your partner's shoes. Understand their point of view, even if you don't agree. This builds a bridge of understanding and respect. All these strategies require patience, practice, and time. They won't transform your communication overnight, but they'll certainly set you on the right path. Remember, improving communication is a continuous journey, not a destination. Now, we turn the conversation over to you. It's time to reflect on your own communication style. Do you lean towards passive-aggressive, passive-aggressive, or assertive? Are there areas where you'd like to improve? Maybe you're working on being less defensive, or perhaps you're striving to express your feelings more openly. Whatever it may be, remember, growth comes from self-awareness and effort. Consider the tips we've shared today and think about how you can apply them in your relationship. It could be as simple as using I statements more often, or as challenging as breaking down walls of defensiveness. But remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Do you have any questions? Any insights to share? Your voice matters, and we'd love to learn from you. Let's continue this conversation about communication in relationships. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's learn from each other.